This movie is made for the European research project TripleA-reno, where the goal is to make deep renovation attractive, acceptable and affordable. The case study in the Netherlands is Gerardusplein, a neighborhood in Eindhoven with a tight-knit community. The municipality of Eindhoven introduced a challenge in 2017. 4 neighborhoods were selected and 4 companies were asked to achieve as much CO2 reduction as possible within 6 months. We were the contestants for Gerardusplein. Our approach was to build a community from bottom up and learn to people what could be done in their homes to reduce energy and therefore the CO2. During these 6 months we had several events. We started with a masterclass on sustainability. Later on we attended the neighborhood fair, performed heat scans and had individual talks with the homeowners. After 6 months the challenge ended. Because we aimed at high-level renovations, we had a limited CO2 reduction compared to the other parties that applied cavity insulation and radiator foil. But for us it was proof we were on the right track. By building a community from the bottom up, it was more easy to come into contact with people. For that reason we elaborated our ties into the neighborhood of Gerardusplein, and it is also the case study for this project. The house that has been chosen for the case study is located on the Balseminstraat and is a typically Dutch home. The house is semi-detached and was built in the 1930s in a Dutch style with a brick facade and ceramic roof tiles. The owner of the house is Rick, a single father of 2 children. He is actively trying to reduce the energy usage in his house. The energy consumption in the house has already been reduced in the last couple of years, mainly by adapting several measures. He has partaken in the renovation process of TripleAreno, as he wanted to place a heat pump in his house. The first step in the process of renovation was to do the 30-second test, developed by Alliantie Plus. The 30-second test is an online tool where a private homeowner can gather information about his house and where he gets a general overview of the information that is available for the type of house he lives in and the possible solutions. These solutions are no-regret solutions and give the private homeowner possibility of step-by-step renovation and logical moments of large maintenance. The results of doing the 30-second test will be a woning passport. A woning passport gives advice on the possible renovation options for your type of home. There are 5 steps in this woning passport. The dwelling typology is given based on the address data. Additional information is added concerning household and energy usage. Information is provided about the previous renovations and a building inspection is done by the homeowner. As a last step, experts check all the data and provide the woning passport. In the woning passport there is an advice on the possible solutions for renovating your home. The process of the 30-second test and the thoughts behind this test have been filmed by Arte, a French-German TV station. The next step was to measure the quality of the indoor climate. This was done with the Sensi. The Sensi is a long-range sensor that collects data about energy consumption, living comfort and the health of the home. This data is later fed back to the resident in a report. The Sensi monitors temperature, CO2, relative humidity, light and presence. The resident has a personal login code with which the results of the Sensi can be viewed in a personal dashboard, and there is no installation needed. It is an easy method to get homeowners to think about renovation and a possible solution. After the monitoring period, the resident gets a final report, with the conclusions of the monitoring period with the Sensi. Rick had the Sensi before and after the renovation with a heat pump in his home. Before the renovation there were not a lot of problems in Rick's house, only the CO2 concentration was at times high. This can already be improved by opening some windows to get in some fresh air. Rick decided to place the heat pump as the energy consumption in the house has decreased in recent years due to various measures. The logical next step would be to start heating the house with a heat pump instead of natural gas. Converting the entire home to a low temperature delivery system was not something that was preferred. Instead, Rick chose a dual con at high temperature, as this heat pump only replaces the boiler and uses eco-friendly natural gas as a refrigerant. The installation of the Duocon can be done by every professional installer. The installation of the Duocon was planned as the only point of renovation, but at the same time Rick also wanted to upgrade the bathroom instead of having a mess in his house 2 times. That is why this was included as well. However, this has messed up the schedule to install the heat pump in early November. When the old tile floor in the bathroom was removed, a thermal leak was discovered. A bearing beam was affected. As a result, the entire cement floor was removed and a new supporting beam was installed. After this, the bathroom was rebuilt. As a result of this delay, the installation and placement of the heat pump had to happen in December. After this, he had the Sensi in his home for another 4 weeks to see if this renovation improved the quality of living. As it turns out, there was no clear difference with the measures beforehand, but the Sensi is measured in 2 different seasons, so that can also affect the results of the Sensi. For this case, we can draw some conclusions in relation to the 3 A's of the project. Sustainability is not something that has the highest priority, so whatever solution you have, it is often seen as too expensive. For private homeowners, the investment is often more important than gaining comfort. Using the Duracan heat pump, a step-by-step approach can be followed. As Girardensplein has private homeowners, there is appeal in the design of the house itself. Some want the same look as before, others want to completely change the design during renovation. In general, homeowners want influence in the possibilities, in the solutions, since they invest their money. The Sensis are used to show homeowners the quality of their indoor climate. Acceptability will increase when homeowners get more information about sustainability. The Sensi can be used to suggest improvements by renovation options. Also, if more aspects are improved, homeowners will pay more. Right now, people are reluctant to research the possibilities for renovation, as there are so many variables to take into account.